Ready, go.
Wrong one. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Here we are. It is April 26th, and we are returning to our Saturday's South Crossing campaign in Legend in the Mist. And we have all of our players here. One is just getting some water, and another will join us a little bit later. So let's jump back in. First thing we do before we begin the session officially is we would normally want to have a recap, and a recap in character is preferred. So one player can volunteer to do that, and the reward for just recapping for our studio audience here is you get to add attention to your maybe weakest theme. Also, I award attention for writing journals between sessions, and so we've had 2 players do that. So we have one journal for Davram. So Davram, please add, I reflexively called it attention, but I believe on the character sheet it's referred to as experience. So it doesn't quite work the same way for City of Mist, and this is kind of based on the City of Mist. It's not fully updated to Legend in the Mist because the rules have not been released, and the guy doesn't want to do anything that's going to get changed later. So he's kind of waiting for them to figure it out. We have a playable version. So decay would be if you're not meeting your milestone, you may choose to decay that theme a little bit. And we are tracking milestones manually down inside your little motivation section on your sheet. So you'll just add a big X or put brackets and an X or something so that you show that you've marked milestones. We're nowhere near anyone reaching a milestone yet, I think, but we will ask that question perhaps at the end of every session, and for sure at the end of every short plot arc. We'll ask if you feel like you've met a milestone, in which case that will let you progress to evolving your theme. And it's totally up to you whether you've made a milestone or not, just like it's totally up to you if you choose to decay one of your themes. Experience comes automatically when you use a weakness tag in a move. And for doing things like this. So you can manually increase your experience for that, or what I think is once called growth. I'm not sure if they're still calling that.
I think they're using improve as the term now. I don't really like that term,
yeah,
but
they've kind of just bounced around, so we all kind of waiting for them to settle on it before we get used to calling it one thing or another. So for now, because of the character sheet, we're going to call it experience, just so we know where on the sheet. Now, do you know where to get to that on your sheet, on your card?
You flip it.
You just go up to the title of your card, and your arrow turns into a little flip, and you just click it, and it flips your card onto the back, where you can keep track of your improvements and experience and so forth. Okay.
So I added one improve to Iron Will.
Nice. Okay. Excellent. And we also had a journal by Fife. So Fife, grab an experience and apply that to one of your themes. Perhaps that would be one of your, when you write a journal, it would make sense for you to try to pick a theme that goes along with what.
Sure.
Yeah, it kind of matches what your journal is about. Yeah. So that's perfect. When it comes to doing the recap, you can put that on, I guess in this game, put it wherever you want. In City of Mist, it likes to suggest the weakest theme, like in other words, the one you had the least amount of improvements on, right? Or not improvements, but experience. But anyway, all right. So I think now that we've taken care of journal stuff, do we have a volunteer for our recap? For an easy experience? Wow.
Is Sleepy not joining us?
Sleepy will be joining us.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure that Morgan did like a bunch of work recapping the session, right?
Oh yeah,
I didn't
hold
do
on.
so
After
much.
the recap, I will bring in the archivist into our chat as well.
Yeah, it doesn't do well with
It'll confuse
recording recaps. It does, yeah. One thing that I need to do is our story tags, our relationship tags. I've got protective for Brutus, and the thing that Fife did that I was privy to gave me painful to watch him. We'll see when that comes up. When you happen to do something that triggers that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bit by bit, you'll learn a little bit about what happened.
Nice.
But I need something for Davrim and Sleepy. Davrim, I forget how we connected. If it was something more than just that we were both Southies. Was there?
I don't think so. I don't think we've been really interacting much until recently.
Okay.
Other than the fact that we're both involved in like community events and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys grew up around each other, you know? I mean, I think Stape is. Well, what are the ages of your characters? How do they relate?
Yeah, I'm pretty old. And I'm not sure, what the general age range life expectancy is for this.
I think I put
I'm getting
42 into World Anvil. I don't remember.
42.
Yeah, for sure. Of the World Anvil profile, if you begin to fill that out, it prompts you
42.
for all kinds of really cool things you never really thought about your character. I even done a superhero character in there that was just really fleshed out when it was done. I felt like, wow, I really feel like I've, learned something about my character today, just fleshing that out. So yeah, I'd encourage you to do that because it gives you a lot of great material. Plus, I get to see that too. There's also a place for me to put secrets about your character and all kind of cool stuff. So I think we're going to keep using that.
Up even. Like you could have been like 20 years old or something if you're 60 or something when Davern was growing up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I kind of think Stape is.
If you want some kind of connection, it might be a good idea to put a connection with my father.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm so, my history, my personality is so wrapped up in like my relationship with my father.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Great. I like that idea.
Brutus looks like an angry 30, but I suspect he's probably younger than that.
I think I put straight 30 on there for my character. I think it's a good middle ground.
The picture just looks like a really angry 30.
Going with it. Had to stand still for so long.
I don't want to be 30.
Looks like that. He has like resting bitch face.
Exactly.
Just resting angry face. Yeah.
This is like, why don't you ever smile? What do you mean? I'm smiling right now.
Always got a smile on my face.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Who wants to recap? Anyone? Bueller? I'll do it if no one else does. Do we need a recap? Because we could skip it today if you don't think you need to catch up on what happened.
I think I got everything. River Festival. Let's see. Strange, mysterious things happening to us. Davrim had to repair a ring. I lifted a standing stone. I think Fife helped a crying boy. And then, Gil. And then we met Cherry when the storyteller was given their story. That's when the lady collapsed. And with the help of beer, we helped her come back.
Power of alcohol.
That's when we discovered our strange tattoos, and I think we left off with Elder Strape and Davram investigating something weird in the chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
burning
punks
book.
burned a book.
And I think like kind of in the background, Brutus and I probably took the old woman and put her up in the room that Stape got for
Mhm.
me. Yeah,
Right.
just to let her lay down.
Or her family would then arrive or whatever, some
Yeah,
kin, and take her back to their cottage for sure. All right, so Fife helped a child, chose to help a child, and was thereby marked with an interesting mark. Do you remember what it looks like?
Yes, there's ram's horns, vines,
It's antlers and vines in a
antlers.
spirally pattern. Yep.
There we go.
And then Cherry found a strange page in a book in the tavern, hung on to it, looked through it, figured out kind of what it was. Thought, oh, that's weird. This is kind of in a really old language, but I sorted out what it was. It's some kind of a poetic rhyme of some sort. And when she was helping the woman, she read the rest of it because the woman seemed to have been saying like the first part of it. So she completed the rest of the rhyme, reading what she could from the page that she had, and she received a mark. It is an open book, its spine etched with curling script. Brutus was our first encounter with the mark. He was leaving his farm and he picked up a fallen standing stone that had trapped a bird. And so he picked up the big standing stone with his mighty strength. It's pretty heavy. Not as tall as he is, but still fine. It has a very worn sigil on it. And when he picked it up and the bird flew away free, he also received a mark on his back left shoulder blade. This is a fractured sunburst rimmed by mountain silhouettes. Davrim met with a stranger who asked him to repair an old ring that has a faded rune on it. He was told that it has to be restored before sundown or they will forget who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Was not clear at the time who was going to do the forgetting. But Davrim finished the ring anyway and gave it back to the stranger, who gave a massive sigh of relief and then moved on about his way. The forge continued to remain warm, never cooling. And his sigil that appeared on his back when that happened was a forge ring with a single break at its base, glowing faintly like embers. Or at least the sigil makes it look like it's glowing, right? It's illustrated to look like there's a glow or something, right? And then Stape, is that the last one? Yeah. Stape found a burning book in the basement of the town hall in a room he didn't know was there, full of really old records. And the book was aflame, perhaps set such by an arson who had just recently escaped. There was some evidence somebody clambered out the window of the basement to climb out from underneath there when they came down to see what was going on. As he was looking at what this book was, he noticed writing in the book that gave him cause for some kind of alarm. And instead of letting the book burn, he put out the fires, and Davern helped. And at that point, he received a mark. That mark is a cracked scale balanced by a sprouting vine. Okay. So all of those were received, and the little vignette off to the side, the old crone at the tree noticed these same symbols appearing burned into the bark of the tree. And she counted them. And then at the end of the session, she said, all 5. And that's where we ended. So we will begin now to see what happens today. So let me invite our new friend in. Is it going to work? It's not going to work. That would be beautiful if it didn't work. So let's try it here. It worked in the other session, which I was excited about. There it goes. Start. Fetch campaign. We're going to do South Crossing and start session. So welcome comes our new friend. All right. Tell me, I'm going to just go down the list now and ask you what you did between the next day's beginning of the festival festivities. So, which will be late in the afternoon after such things that happen. There's just typical bizarre kind of stuff. There's, some entertainment, but the town can't really handle the 24/7 party life for the river crossing. So it definitely shuts down and is quiet until perhaps midday, where families and other citizens of the town have a chance to kind of get back going, take care of daily business, and then get to the festival that starts, say, around lunchtime at noon, when everyone wants to, begin eating again and drinking again and so forth. So begin with Brutus. What has Brutus done since things happened yesterday and the festival is beginning today?
I think Brutus has been either helping wind the festival down or his usual farm activities, but I think he's gotten new friends with Fife and Cherry and everyone, and he's trying to spend his afternoons trying to look for them again.
Okay.
Tell you where you'd find me.
Davram. All right, Davram.
Davram probably spent the evening helping clean up, helping kind of tear down and get ready for the next day. And then when all that's done, he'll probably go to bed because he has to wake up early in the morning. And he's probably replaced that clean shirt that he ruined in the chapel.
Cool. Okay. Also, you will have noticed that your forge does not cool. That would be one point of interest for you. So when you get to work, starting your work up, normally you come in and you fire up the forge and start getting it hot. It's already there. It doesn't require a whole lot of fanning of the flames.
Someone was in my forge this
That
morning.
could be. That certainly could be one way to look at it. So let's get a better cherry token out there. There we go. All right. So don't worry about the size of what's going on here. This will be just kind of like being out there in the scene somewhere. I just threw your tokens out there. You can use it to be relative of what you're doing if you're talking with someone. I don't have tokens yet of all the NPCs that we introduced. I'll get those taken care of probably later today, so they'll be ready for next week. So, Stape, what are you doing during the interim between then and now? Did you stay in the
Yeah.
basement? What did you do?
No, I think as the older man that I am, was pretty tired by the end of things there. Um, so seeing that things were getting taken care of by Davram, uh, people getting, you know, ushered off to bed and the place getting cleaned up, I took that book uh, back to my cottage and put it by the side of my bed, uh, worried about what was in it, and I tried to get to sleep, and he opened it up and took a little glance through it, and probably realized better that this is partially burnt up, so maybe I need to be more careful with it than I can be while lying in bed. So closed it carefully and drifted off to a sort of fitful sleep, but got up early and uh, it started out to help prepare for the rest of the coming week. Um, that book is going to be there, possibly for another 100 years. Um, and it's disconcerting. Um, and this is gonna be a better festival than last year's. It's gotta be. Uh, and just based on the way it started, it's a little more interesting than it was before anyway. Um, but he's gonna go out and make sure that uh, things are not just cleaned up from last time, but ready to be uh, decorated and uh, set up for when people do start gathering for food and games later in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, we haven't really established this yet that I know of. What is Stape's marital status?
He is a widower.
And who was he married to?
He was married to a woman from town. Um, the two of them grew up together and knew each other as kids growing up. The town's not huge, so not surprising that they knew each other. This generation of youngins. Um, and the friendship sort of grew into a more closer one, and uh, who better to betroth than someone who was a wonderful friend already?
Okay, so do you have a name?
I didn't come up with one yet.
That's fine. You. There's no pressure right now. That would be something
Yeah,
that
it's
maybe
Mary!
would be useful. I mean, you have
Maybe
a
not.
theme built around this lost love, right?
Yeah.
Is that the lost love we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And so this one of the things that really caught your eye is that this book from hundreds of years ago, well before you were ever born, is a record of a festival with sketches of the bridge, like in its whole state. And you and your wife are listed in the records of who was at the festival.
Yeah. I think my wife's name was Lilibeth.
Ah, Lilibeth. Very good.
Yes.
Lily.
And
You don't get to call her that. That's just for me.
Oh, excuse me. Ooh.
Keep my wife's name out your.
Lilibeth.
Oh,
Oh, that's
my.
also a nice alliterative Lost Love Lilibeth.
Okay. See if that music in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah. There we go.
All right. That's Describe. Not a plug. This is not a paid advertisement. All right. Fife, tell me about what you're up to, what you've been doing.
Sure. I believe Brutus was saying that he was looking for me. Right? Just
Yeah.
on that
Farming business done. Go check on my friend Five.
if you were to find me. And how much time is passing that I'm describing here? Is it like we're going the full way till tomorrow, or
Just let me know. Yeah, we're going to begin at the festivals somewhere in the early
morning?
afternoon. Yeah, yeah. It will kind of start kicking in around mealtime at high noon area. So what have you been doing up until late from last night until then?
Gotcha. Okay. Late last night. As things started to wind down, Fife would have gone over toward the riverbank, sat there for a little while, put a hand over the mark that he's got, rub it, and sit there quietly alone with his thoughts.
You will have noticed the wishing tree, of course, because it stands out as you know alien to the rest of the flora and fauna in the area, right? It is a white barked tree. It's very large, oak-like in its size. It has. Have you seen an aspen before with the leaves that, when the wind blows, it kind of shimmers the whole tree? It's got
Yeah.
leaves like that that are kind of silvery and shimmer. So even in the moonlight, as the breeze comes across the river, the tree will shimmer. At the base of the tree, there is kind of a lump that you can see in the darkness that's over there. There are some lanterns hanging on the tree, so it casts some odd light onto her. But it's the old woman, and she is laying among the roots.
I think like for this, for Fife is not something out of the ordinary, as odd as that is. I
Oh,
think
you
he'll look
probably
over
have
there and
nestled in.
acknowledge it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've nestled between the roots before when you've been traveling and such, for sure.
I kind of like lay back with the canopy starting to come a little bit over me, lay there for a little while and find maybe the necklace that I have and start looking through the hole. And I just kind of like almost a child looking through a little kaleidoscope or something. I'm looking at all the leaves moving, and I guess like if Brutus is finding me, that's where he'd find me. So maybe Brutus and I stop and have a conversation or something.
Mm-hmm.
for
So
a while.
will you be found like in the morning before the festival really starts to kick up, and you'll still be out there by the?
No. So I don't know if he was looking in the morning or the night. If it's the morning, then I think I'll sit there for a little while, and I get up, and I would head off toward that room that was purchased for me.
Okay.
Probably stop at the front. I'm guessing with the festival, there's probably a lot of people inside, and I'll try to just
It's
kind
all
of
wound down. It's people go home, so it's
Cool.
kind of the village is very quiet right now as you walk, kind of quietly up from the riverbank up back into the village square, and there is the River's Rest where you have a room waiting for you.
hop in and ask for which room is mine, kind of sheepishly, and likely get it. Go upstairs, and I think that's where if there is there a mirror in the room.
Sure, sure, that makes sense. If you'd like a mirror there, absolutely.
Yeah, then that's kind of where I would be trying to see what's on my back, and either succeeding or failing. I don't know,
You catch
but
glimpses of it, and it is kind of like a tattoo, somewhere between a tattoo and a brand. So
there's a
it's
little bit of
got
like a bump to it.
kind of a welty, yeah,
Yeah.
but dark like a tattoo or henna.
Yeah, I think that's odd. I think he would take out whatever he's got to from his pack and draw it out or try to, and then kind of leave that there. And after a very long day, rub his eyes and look at the very nice bed that he doesn't normally get. Hop in and fall asleep, and probably sleep until later into the afternoon.
Cool. All right, then let's go ahead and begin some encounters. So, Brutus, one obviously presents itself here. Brutus is finding Fife, and so play that out. I'd like to hear that.
Okay.
Co-
I'm meeting you at the inn or the
You're
riverbed.
you are on the second, well, let's see, probably the third floor, a room in the attic, right? One of the spare rooms that they have a couple of rooms up at the very top, and so there's a knocking at your window.
Just a,
He looks at the door, thinking it's coming from the door, and then sees the window, and like is gonna like
you just see the top
kick
of
up
my
out of bed.
Yeah, there's a
Mhm.
there's a large hand. Brutus is reaching all the way up and going tap 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 with his finger, which is almost
And
breaking the window, right?
I'll hop down and kind of pull the blanket with me, wrap it around me. Brutus, is that you?
Oh, hello,
Look
Fife.
at the window.
It's one
What
of the
time
few
is it?
times Brutus looks up at people is when they're on the third floor.
Yeah.
You all
What
right?
time is it?
Oh, it's midday.
My goodness, is it that late? Hey, nice
What
bed
are you
up
doing?
here. Flying mostly. I was an eagle for a little while.
Oh, yeah. Must be nice being a bird. Didn't know you could fly.
Or just in dream only. What are you doing this morning? Festivities still going?
Oh, yeah. Want to know if you're willing to come down? You doing all right?
A little off this morning. Oh, best
Oh,
get something in my tummy, eh? Let's get some food. I'll be
sounds
right
ideal
down.
to me. Starving.
And yeah, I'll get dressed, grab my stuff, and head down the stairs. Where I'll probably meet him on like the outside tables. I'll probably. I don't have much. Yeah, I'll meet him
I
down
have.
there. I think like in my pack, I might have some rations or something, something I eat on the trail. So I'll pull that out.
Berries
Might have.
and berries and roots maybe or something like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
easy.
I mostly
Easy
have a
finds.
bit of jerky got recently. Want some?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll trade you, and I bring out just this bag of apples that I just happen to have on. Plop it right down on the table. Oh, you might
And
need these.
Fife will definitely perk up and start looking for the best ones. It must be a pretty short commute for you, being so tall.
5 steps, and I'm here.
You'll laugh at that.
You
Look
travel for
around
me.
the festival, or rather the town around us. What's going on?
All right.
You,
But
you ever talk to that old woman here in town?
which one?
I don't quite know her name. Marta, I think it was.
Morta. Seems all right. Kind of keeps to herself a bit. I don't
She
bother
said
her nothing.
she fell asleep out by a tree. I should have done it many times before. Can put a thing in your back. Hope she's all right.
Sure, she's fine. She's by the tree. Really likes that tree.
I think I'll be like, "Hey, are your family coming? I see lots of families out here, and you're all alone."
Oh, I'm just by myself. Mom and Paul left a long time ago.
All gone.
All gone. Just me. Do miss them a bit, but sort of happens, I guess.
Must be a little lonely. Time to time.
Well, I got the whole village. I got Ellis Tribe. I got the Marshal. And you're a close friend.
Oh, close friend. Oh, we met what 2 days ago?
Okay. Good enough in my book.
I have a good feeling about you too, Brutus. I like your company. He kind of
Ah.
chuckles and then holds up an apple for him, like finding one of the good ones for him.
I've got plenty of apples, but all right. And I just kind of take it, and
he
it
goes,
seems so small in my
"Cheers, your
hand.
apple." To friends. Oh,
And we just pop it in my mouth.
the whole thing.
The whole thing's.
Yeah.
Right. Now, speaking of travel, you've traveled a lot, right? Seen anything
Oh, no. The
else?
tales. Seen anything else?
Strange? Anything else strange? Don't know if a giant is the strangest thing you've seen.
Oh, haven't seen much things like you. I
Mm.
think you're probably one of a kind, he says.
Well, don't I feel special?
Milkrest. Milkrest has beautiful mountains. And they have a festival somewhat like this one. They do it out in the winter, though.
Winter. Ooh.
Great place to
Suppose I
go.
can go.
I've been on the doorstep of the Witchwood once or twice. That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
You ever go inside?
Oh no. I've always heard tall tales. They always freak me out. Big beasts coming by. The Dales are always more safe than people make it out to be, though. I've come in contact with a angry buck during rut season before. It charged me on a trail. I was sitting by a lake for a little while, sitting there enjoying my time, and I thought probably best to head back to camp. But my camp was down a small path. You see, it was winding around, and there was big bushes on either side. And when I was going down there, I turned around a bend, and I came face to face with a big old buck. It took
Ooh.
one look at me, and I immediately turned tail. Went back, thought, oh, sit, let the little boy pass. Went back, maybe 25 minutes later, went around each bend, made sure he wasn't coming there. At the very last bend, I went round, he went round too, we both locked eyes, and I went straight back. He decided to follow me, and we had a little bit of a scuff, but I turned out all right.
Yeah. Seeing you're still here, suppose you're all right.
Oh, well, he did give me a scar. He says, and he pulls off, and there's like a little scar on his shoulder.
Ooh, that looks right nasty. Must have got you good.
It bled something nasty.
Hmm. Well, still.
No, not a whole lot, Todd. A lot of beautiful scenery, great people, not as large as you, and none quite like myself either.
Does that make you lonely too? Being one of a kind.
No, I've met so many people out on the road. Great people. People who showed me how to live. I mean, friend of mine, Satot. She lives out in the marshlands out in the north. She showed me how to go around forests, pick up little things here and there, how to identify when something was gonna give me a rash or make me queasy. Or I met another fella, lovely man, drank a lot. He sang the most beautiful songs, the kind of songs that you would only hear once a time in your lifetime.
Really? Don't hear much singing. Would have been nice to see that. But sounds like you've met all sorts of people.
You should give it a try. I mean,
Hmm.
you have your town, I get that. But personally, how I like to take it is a stagnation is you got to keep moving. You got to
Makes
see
sense.
more of life. You have such a short time on this plane. May as well make it something lovely, something to enjoy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always got my farm. I don't know what I'd do without it. Be right ashamed to let it go to ruin after the amount of work Paul put into the place. I don't know if I could just abandon it.
Well,
It's always been home.
is your purpose to be staying here for your pa? Do what he wanted for the rest of your life?
I haven't really thought about it. I always thought this is what I do. It's what I do best. Man, what else am I going to do?
Like you said, it's only 3 steps in your hair. That means that it wouldn't take too long if you wanted to go elsewhere. I mean, I've never been to a few of the towns down south. I was thinking about heading there next. You should come with me, just for a weekend.
Wait. Travel. Huh.
Oh,
I
what?
guess it
Is your
wouldn't
apples
hurt.
all going to die in just a few days?
Well, you don't know that. What if it happens while I'm gone? One time I leave.
Your pa.
Hmm.
He matter to anyone else here in town?
My mom.
Your pa.
Right. Matter to my mom.
Oh. All right. Little towns like these, they help each other out. Very nice people here.
Right.
Maybe they could take over, at least for a little while.
Guess I could ask. For who? Who would have the skills to pick apples? Like I do.
Massive gigglers. He's like, he looks around. Where are those kids? Give them something to do in the summer here.
Yeah. Oof.
I suspect that also. Have you wound this up a little? I'm sensing it
Yeah.
slowing a little.
Take
Okay.
it over. Take it over.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm sensing opportunity for some follow up over last night's crazy events, as maybe Elder State visits the blacksmith shop, the forge. What do you think? Or would Davram find Stape later? How would you? It seems like a conversation might need to be had about what happened. Some follow up.
Yeah. You're probably a fairly early riser as well. So I would sort of head out and start, prepping things to be set up, and then head over to your forge when I figured you'd had whatever time you typically needed, which is far less without it cooling off. So yeah, I'd probably check in with you the early morning.
Yeah, I'm a little distracted, kind of examining it. Probably don't notice you approach at first.
So, Davram, you in there? Hi.
Be right with you. Then I see who it is. Oh, dust myself off. Good morning, Elder.
I thought I should come talk with you about what happened last night. It's it's a bit upsetting, and I don't want to get distracted from the festivities, but this is something that needs to come to light. Well, not to flame again, but
You gonna catch those punk kids who broke into the church?
yeah, they must have had some good reason for breaking in there. I don't know what happened with that room and back though. These must be very very inquisitive kids. I think it's
Bunch of
probably,
troublemakers, if you ask me.
well, troublemakers, yes, but not the Finnick type. I think Laura and Finnick seem more haphazard and excitable.
Does seem a bit unusual.
Yeah, but I had never seen that room behind the bookshelf. That, I mean, I would never have thought to move that, but someone either knew where that was or that it was there, or it was very observant and must
You
have
didn't
been
know
there.
about that?
No, no, I mean, it's been certainly well used over decades. It's chock full of old records. We don't keep them there. We've got, other areas for what I thought was the complete set. So perhaps this is someone who came back to town, had known about it before. Perhaps it was someone who had been there at the chapel uh, earlier in the day. Everyone was busy and enjoying themselves, the festival. Uh, but I don't know, that the town hall chapel was, unlocked. Someone could have gone in and wandered around looking at the place and found that, well, no one was aware.
I don't think
And,
Father Ras comes to the chapel much, but do you think he might know?
yeah, I mean, it's certainly a good place to start, but I don't know. Um, the book being on fire was sort of it made me hesitant to reopen it and didn't want to damage it. Um, I figure you probably might have some experience with things catching on fire, and be able to help with preserving what was there. Um, so you might be able to help with the book itself, and we can maybe find someone to help out with the contents of it uh, as well, as well as the other records that were in there.
I don't know. You might have to find someone who knows more about books than I do.
Yeah,
I don't know who that would be in town.
probably someone with a lot of experience, like an elder. Who knows? Other,
I wasn't going to say
one
it.
one or two folks might have specialized skills like that. Um,
I know
um,
somebody, but she's not here.
yeah. Um, Too bad we don't have her uh, GM NPC uh, theme yet. Maybe we could just,
Hmm.
yeah, add a +1 to bookbinding and restoration. But I've left that back at my place.
I pour some more water onto the forge, trying to cool it down.
Don't you need to work? What are you doing there?
It's the damnest thing. It's been on all night. No fuel. I can't seem to put it out.
Ah, that's odd. Uh,
Been bugging me all night.
that is definitely not the sort of thing that uh, Laura would be doing. Uh, going in and mischievously making it easier for you to work.
They call me the
Um,
Almost wish it
Midnight
was.
Blacksmith.
Little time around the
yeah,
forge would do those kids some good.
yeah, it would.
That's what you need. Get them out
Uh,
of chapels and into forges? I don't know.
Perhaps we could lay a trail of sweets from from their place to your forge.
Might be
That's
we need
not
to
going to
find
work.
someone who knows something about kids too.
Yeah. Um, you mentioned that spending time around the forge would be good for them. If they weren't careful, they might get hurt and burned and scarred somehow. And he starts to rub his shoulder again, um, not having noticed that since on his back, and just thinking about this pain from last night has been triggered by thinking about you know Laura and Finnick
I don't really
possibly
notice
getting
that
injured
being distracted
themselves.
by the forge, but just kind of absent-mindedly replies something like, "We all get scars."
Uh, yeah, intentional or not, but we checked my back last night when everyone seemed to be confused about these tattoos or brands or whatever appearing. Uh, and I didn't have anything until down in the basement. When we put out that fire, I felt something. Um, could you take a look and tell me if it's like those others? I
I look
can
around a
feel a
bit.
little something.
Uh, sure, Elder. What do you got?
I don't know, you tell me. And he, pulls his shirt back to expose his shoulder blade.
Oh, wow. He says, unable to contain his surprise, his hand unconsciously reaching for the hammer.
What end? Um,
It's like a little book.
Nope. His is a scale,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a weighing scale that's
ah.
cracked, and there's a vine sprouting up along it.
Is there anything
Yeah, I'm not sure
in the
what that is.
pans?
Hmm?
Is there anything in the pans of the scale, or it's just empty with the?
Yeah, just
Okay.
a scale with a vine,
Yeah.
but the scale is cracked.
Hmm.
I have a picture I'll show
Looks
you later.
Ooh.
it looks like some kind of scales.
Uh, Interesting.
Not like reptile scales.
Yeah, I thought shift at first, but that's pretty abstract. Uh,
Because having that on your back would be almost as bad.
yeah. Um,
You
uh,
feeling okay?
you will. This is just one more crazy thing that's been.
No weird dreams or anything?
I mean, no, nothing out of the ordinary.
Oh,
Um,
just checking.
have you been having any odd dreams?
Maybe a bit.
Oh, um,
Not really
well,
something I want to talk about.
yeah. If they get to be interfere with things, maybe we could talk about that. But
You don't have to worry about me, Elder.
yeah, I think
As soon as
you
I
can take
figure
care of
out what's up with
yourself.
this forge. Have you eaten? Do you want to grab some breakfast?
I haven't yet. Let's go. I think
All right,
the
Sounds good.
yeah,
all right. So you guys
Um,
wander off, and next
yeah, we'll go to the tavern.
yeah. Rivers Rest has
Yep,
the best gruel in town.
Just don't go
absolutely.
mentioning taking off your shirt.
No.
Okay, so let's bring us to the festivities. The day proceeds. You guys see each other. Do you want to have a conversation or a scene that you'd like to play out? That is when any of you meet or talk with an NPC, or will just the festivities go until evening? Because that is where fun stuff's
Yeah.
going to happen. So,
I see myself mostly hanging out with Jaren for most of the day, most of the morning anyway.
mhm.
Probably having the conversation that leads into my journal entry. Talking about that weird stranger who came to the forge. I'm not sure how much of that Elder Estate will stay for, or if you have other things you need to do in the morning.
I don't know that. I didn't read your journal entry.
Oh, okay. Well, it's mostly talking. It's mostly him complaining about that customer who came in wanting to fix the ring and how strange all that was.
Okay. Well, at least
And he's
that's
trying to get more information about it.
okay. No, Elder Stape will, continue on well fed to help sort of set things up.
Okay. So you want to have a scene with someone in particular? Did I miss that? an NPC you want to talk to, or?
He wanted one with Jaren.
Oh, okay. Good. Yep. All right. So, Jaren. Oh, Davrim. How's the day going?
Well, we've been talking at this point about the forge and about some of the strange events from yesterday.
Seems like it would be something you'd want to have. As a forge, you wouldn't have to fire up every day. You're complaining about it staying warm?
It's it's just different. I don't like different.
Takes me 10 minutes to get my oven running.
And if it was already on, that wouldn't concern you?
Well, if it was burning through
Hasn't.
coal, it might, but it sure make for faster meals.
I haven't put any wood in since yesterday morning. It's really strange.
Well, okay, that is odd, but perhaps a blessing. You're not wasting wood keeping it hot.
It ain't right. Something about it just ain't right.
Why do you think it's doing that?
I don't know. Might need someone smarter than me to take a look at it. Definitely not you.
Yeah.
Do you think Saleya would know something about forges?
Ah, she knows something about the bottom of a cask, but you know, that's what I heard. I heard that when they asked her to be wisdom, she said, "Does it mean I have to give up drinking?" And they said no, so she took the job.
Well, that must be good news for you then.
Yeah. I kind of think she probably brews some of her own too. Have a hard time keeping up with her if that were the case. Maybe that just helps her see the
Sometimes
wisdom more, is to get, you know, uncloud the mind of the daily and
Sometimes I
see
think that
beyond
woman could put us all out of a job if she had a mind to.
it. Well, she's certainly a no nonsense kind of lady, I think.
Um, all right. Yeah, I think we're pretty much wrapped up here.
All right, well, I've got things to do, and I'm sure you do as well. So enjoy the festival. I've got some of that special brew you like too. You know, the dark stuff. It's good. Turned out well.
See you
All
tonight.
right. Yep. So, anything else that you want to do? What about Fife? I wish Cherry was here. I'm sure she'd have something to say or some scene to play. Um, anything else? Otherwise, we're going to switch the scene.
No, I'm perfectly fine with whatever you have planned.
Okay. We're going to move to the night. So once again, the bonfire is going, lanterns are lit around the square. Down away toward the river, you see the silhouette of the broken bridge and the wishing tree off to the side. Can catch a glimpse of that as well. A lot of people are gathered around. They're laughing, they're sharing stories, and then the storyteller appears as if from almost nowhere. He came out from between some buildings or something and have stepped up onto the platform to tell his tale. Gather close, Southeastern guests, and listen, for the fog is thick tonight, and it's on nights like this that she remembers. Oh, the kids start running and they gather at the foot of the platform, and adults also move a little closer. A lot of the talking kind of hushes as they start listening to this masked storyteller regale us with yet another tale from antiquity. Long ago, before South Crossing had a name, the river was thinner, the bridge still whole, and the folk of both banks passed freely. There was trade, courtship, and songs from one shore to the next. And on one midsummer's eve, a wedding was to be held on the bridge itself, uniting the chieftain's daughter of the east bank and a farmer's son from the west. They say the bride was a beauty, veiled in white lace and laughter, her hair catching the light like spun river glass. But as she stepped upon the bridge to meet her beloved, a strange fog began to roll in, not from the river, but from beyond. The crowd hushed. The musicians stopped, and then silence. The mist overtook the bridge itself, and when it cleared, the bride was gone. No scream, no splash, no trace. For weeks they searched, but none who entered the fog returned whole. Some came back changed, quiet, and broken-eyed. Others were just never seen again. The bridge, they say, began to crumble not long after that night. Some blamed grief, others a curse, but none dared rebuild. And so the village built its life on one side, the safe side, the southy side, and we hung our wishes on the tree instead of crossing to make them come true ourselves. They say she's still out there, the crossing bride, veiled in fog, reaching for something or someone on this side of the river. On thick nights, she might even mistake you for her groom. So mind the edge of the bridge, mind your wishes, and mind the fog, because it minds you. And he does a big flourishy bow, and everybody cheers, and the kids are like, and all this stuff. So everyone cheers, and that is the big story of the night. What do you guys do roaming around and such after the big story tell? Fife?
I think I'll maybe see Stape in the crowd. Elder State! Elder State! How much of that was really true? Is there like a crazy old woman who comes down by here?
Well, the masked storyteller doesn't always tell stories that are historically accurate, but I fear this one
She doesn't read your
is
wishes.
only
does she?
embellished a little bit.
Is that who reads the wishes? Or are they just like who takes down the wishes? You know, from the tree. Or are they still up there?
The wishes stay up all week, and we've got the wish
Well, I'm just worried about
lighting.
somebody reading my wish and then it doesn't come true. You know, 'cause
Nosy Aunt Grenna overhears what you're saying, and she goes, "Ah, the wind and the river take them. The wind and the river. No one takes the wishes down, but the wind and the river."
A little help from Brutus.
Not if he knows what's good for him.
Oh, that makes me feel a little bit better.
These aren't apples.
Okay. Still know how to pick them out of a tree. I'm a
I stayed
special.
by the river last night. I didn't see anybody but old Granna. Was it Granna? Marta? Marja.
Brenna is the Mother Goose, right?
Mm.
She tells the nursery rhymes.
Gotcha. So I didn't see anybody but old Marta.
Ah, she's by the tree all the time. Fancies herself the sole tender of the wishing tree itself. She
Do you think
talks to
she'll
it, you
know?
know. She talks to it.
Like, really? Does it talk back?
She says it does, but no one hears it. Oh,
That's
it,
kind
it,
of
it does
interesting, isn't it?
seem that she draws something from it. When when she talks to it, it's quite a sight to behold.
Do
The
you ever
tree
talk to the
does.
tree?
I do have to admit that I have tried a couple of times. She's so intent when she. I don't know if communicate is apt, but
Well, maybe she'll know where to put the wishes. Um, where best to put the wishes so they come through.
I'm sure she could tell you.
Appreciate it. He's gonna go running off trying to find her.
You, yeah. So you looking around. She will be this hunched over, cane walking old crone, where her back is hunched quite a bit, so her head is down, kind of below her shoulders, almost like she walks around looking at the ground, which is just fine because she's half blind anyway, so it doesn't really see. She runs into people and buildings and uses her cane to tap things out a little bit. You were going to say?
I'd love to meet her. One tiny little idea I had just right at the end was that as a thank you. Oh, by the way, forgot to say thank you. Here you go. Fife will give you an acorn. My thanks. And he'll run off.
Davram notices this exchange as he approaches Elder Stape. What was all that about?
Our new visitor seems to have taken a liking to the town.
The kid's not giving you any trouble, is he?
At least while he hasn't been drinking. Uh, no, I've kept him out of that best I can. Rest of the townsfolk seem to have been pretty good about uh, minding themselves around him, but I'm glad to see that he's joining in with the festivities and learning about the culture here. He may know more than Finnick by now.
Did you say when he's going to leave?
He didn't. I'm not sure if he will. He's going to be around for the festivals. It seems it's uh, quite an attractive part of the town for him. I think. He did mention he was passing through, so he may at some point, but no signs of that yet. He's got a.
Does it seem to you there's more people than usual passing through this year?
I don't know. Should I investigate that?
Sure.
Okay.
Sleepy.
Hey there, Sleepy.
Hi,
Sleepy.
sorry I'm late.
Should we do another recap?
From the top.
So,
All right, everyone from the top.
I'm good.
All right, so
so
back at my forge, I'm
okay.
examining.
No, actually, Sleepy. If you want to test out the archivist bot, uh, Game Night, is there
Yes,
a
what
text
happened?
channel that it has access to? Does it have?
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
I don't think it'll do a recap just yet.
I think it might. I don't
I
know.
think it'll give a recap of the last session. Doesn't I don't think it does live. You could ask it and see. So in the Discord, you can go to what channel? Go to under the Saturday Hero era. There's an archivist bot channel, and you could just ask it there. /ask, and then ask your question.
Oh,
Okay, so yes.
I think I accidentally left and rejoined the Discord server, so I don't have those channels myself. I think I lost whatever roles were had been assigned to me.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
sorry.
Hush, hush.
I don't know how that happened. I moved my channels into folders, but that shouldn't have.
Changed who you are.
Yeah.
Elder state. Roll. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, you've got him back. Okay.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
So, so Cherry, after the evening that you revived the woman who was in the fit, having the fit, the seizure, and whispering something, you read the rest of the rhyme that she had started, that you got out of the page of the book, and received some kind of a mark or tattoo or brand on your back left shoulder. You were quite surprised about that, and that stirred up some conversation among the others, who were all then starting to check their own backs, trying to figure out what was going on, looking at each other's, describing what's going on. And then that's when Stape and Davram broke off and went into the chapel to figure out what was going on over there. There was someone moving around inside the town hall. And so from that time till the next day around noon, when the festival starts kicking up again, others were doing just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, kind of reminiscing over the day's events. And then have arrived back when the food breaks out, the drink breaks out, the music breaks out, and then eventually, and games and such, and eventually we've gotten to the evening. What would Cherry be doing at night? You just missed the storyteller's story, but I'll pop that into chat so you can catch up. What would you be doing elsewise? Probably
Elsewise?
helping to serve drinks and whatnot.
Yeah, probably. Dipping out every couple of seconds or not every couple seconds, every couple of minutes to like see if she can find out anything like in her books that um might have any clue about some sort of mysteries or something around the area. Probably not finding much of anything, going back, serving more drinks and food and things like that. So her attention's kind of split.
Sure, you'll have plenty of
So,
time to dig through books. Go ahead.
so Brutus has visited the outside of the tavern, and then Fife has gone outside to meet with him and talk with him. Stape and I have arrived at the tavern to have breakfast, although those two groups didn't meet. And that's all stuff that's kind of happened around the tavern this morning so far. Just so you're aware, if your character's gonna have spend time there.
Okay. I think it's possible she does run errands and stuff too, so like she may have like just missed the group on those occasions and things like that, and at any point uh she can absolutely jump in if the things go back, if they find their way back to the tavern. So
Is she staying in the tavern, or has she found someone else to stay
she
with in
is.
town?
She is.
Okay, so we're at nighttime now.
Yep. And the storyteller has just told his story, and people are getting back to their drinking and whatnot as he leaves the stage.
Earlier, were Stape and Davram by the Viva Inn, and they were having that conversation about trying to find someone who knows stuff about books.
No, that was at the that was back at the forge.
Gotcha.
But we did then go get breakfast.
That's true. We were probably still talking about it, but
So maybe when you split off to have your conversation, Elder Stape would go back to check in with Cherry, see if you have a second to maybe talk about the preservation of books and how to maintain them.
Sounds good to
could
me.
even be Jaren that was the one that suggested it, maybe, because he would, know she knows.
You might know more about her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jaren,
the bartender, the innkeeper.
yeah, right. Um, so yeah, I'll catch up to you after the lunch rush before folks get sort of ready to join in the festival's evening activities. Uh, Cherry, uh, thank you so much for interceding last night and helping that poor woman. I'm sorry I had to rush off, but it's that rushing off that brings me to you today. Um, how are you doing?
Uh, Cherry kind of like wipes her hands like on her smock. Um, I, I, I can't say I'm too terribly. I can't say I'm too terribly upset too much. I'm sort of out of sorts, at least as far as mysteriously receiving some sort of tattoo I never knew that I had, and questioning my life choices. But um, I'm all right. You-
Yes, getting randomly branded is, I can say from personal experience now too, quite disconcerting.
Beyond a
Um,
little disconcerting, yes.
yeah, and he will rub his shoulder in pretty much the same spot you felt your sting. Um, yes, Davrim says that I've got one on my shoulder as well. Uh, a picture of scales balancing broken, and I got it after I ran off um, into the town hall. There was a book that he and I found that had been lit aflame, and when I went to put it out, I felt this burning on my back. Um, the book is pretty damaged, and Jaren said that you might actually be able to help out somehow. That I don't want to, rifle through it and do any more damage to the burnt pages, but I really, yeah, I should know more about what's in there. There was some concerning content. Um, maybe when we've got time uh, later, you could help with that. Uh, if that's something you feel like you might be able to shed some light on.
Well, I'm hardly a bookbinder, but I do know how to take care of them. Um, although having
And
a book on fire and then it's not exactly normal things that books do.
well, it must have been set on fire by someone. There was someone who just got out from the basement just before we got in. Um,
Strange.
so, perhaps there's some oil that they had lit. Um,
Yes,
I've
I can help.
keeping it excellent. Thank you very much. I know the lunch rush was uh, quite the throng.
Yes, I
But
feel like I'm
we'll have
all over.
get some rest then. Things only pick up more and more throughout the week. But I
Seems
look
like.
forward to seeing you at the festivities tonight.
Indeed, you will. I will try to be there after I've done cleaning up the rest of these tables.
And Elder Stape will look around and, yeah, give you a nod and, well, thank you for uh, being so helpful to Jaren. Pays you well for it, I hope.
He's a kind man, and I try to earn my keep. He's kind enough to let me stay here, at least, so might as well do something with my time.
Yes, excellent. Glad to hear it. Well, I will let you to it.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you tonight, and hopefully trying to figure out this book thing.
Yes. We'll get to that. That's yeah, odd.
Odd
So
set of circumstances.
yeah, so Fife is wandering through the village and finds himself heading back down to the last place he saw the old crone, old Magda, and you do see her sitting under the shade of the tree, if you will. Um, she sits there with her hands resting on a small wooden bowl. As you begin to kind of approach closer, you hear she's humming.
But you don't like that, he says softly, trying not to tread too loudly. Does she respond? Or is she
Having a
like,
dream with your eyes open yet?
you talking to me?
Yes. Yes,
Does she
chosen.
turn toward
No, she's still looking off
toward
toward the river.
It's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Not I, no. Although I find that my mind wanders closer to where I am now. I spent so much time out here. I was wondering if you're alright. Maybe something. I could bring you some water. Everyone says that you love this tree. Just its beauty. Never seen anything like it.
It is unique. Ah, the wind. The wind tastes like broken promises tonight.
Like the start? One ran away. Was missing. Left.
She listens to you. She doesn't exactly respond to you, though. You know she's listening. You can see one of her eyes kind of look over to you once in a while. Not necessarily both.
I'll see, is there anything in the bowl?
Yes, there is. As you look in there, you see it's filled with old teeth and smooth stones.
Are you? Are you a practitioner?
Either you practice or you do it right.
I suppose it's a good point. He's gonna come over and kind of sit down on maybe a raised root of the tree and try to get more in front of her. Um, she seems so focused on what she's doing. You have any dreams like that? Waking dreams?
She reaches up and she plucks a thread of spider silk from one of the branches that's close to her, and she begins stretching it between her fingers like a line across the river. You know, if they finish the dance, should the bridge rise again, then the ones marked by shade will cross. And then she stops suddenly and she just kind of looks at you, the shadow marked. And then she takes the spider thread and she balls it up and she puts it in her mouth and kind of swirls it around on her tongue a little bit.
My goodness. I think he'll look across the river. Is there anything odd about tonight? Because I probably have a view of the bridge from here.
Sure, she's right. You're near the bridge that goes like one arch and then stops. There's no bridge beyond that, right? It's just
Yeah.
broken there. And the tree is just offset from that a little bit. And then where you sit, you can see across. The moon has risen already, so you can see across that. It's more ominous at night than it is during the day, but quite a ways away, you see this wall of fog. You can't see the opposite bank. It's difficult at night anyway, but it's somewhere between a half mile and a mile away where the other bank would be. It's all just fog.
Like Mississippi sort of river, like big old river.
Yeah. And it's so very wide, and across the river is just this wall of fog. It was there earlier when you were at the bank. You certainly notice it. It's been there the whole time. The fog never lifts on the other bank.
I've never seen things in the past come back. I wish to, though. It's part of my wish. So I'll pull out a little bottle that I have with a piece of paper in it.
Do not
You seem like
speak
an
of your
intelligent-
wish. Let the tree do it.
Well, a wish is sort of like a promise to oneself, to the world, hoping that something else will promise it back. Sure, mine is going to be broken. I was hoping you'd know where to put it. Or best. So it came true.
You? There.
Find a little moonlit spot. You got it. And he's going to climb up that part, kind of fix it into a place in the root so it kind of stays there, and hopefully will get knocked down with the wind. Look back down toward her, hop down. Because I'm interacting so close to the tree, I'm wondering if I notice anything
Yeah.
off about it.
You certainly do. There are marks in this white bark, like maybe they've been carved or branded into the bark. And one of them will catch your eye. It is the spiraling vine with antlers.
Oh, excuse me, Marta. Marta, what was your name? I can't remember it.
She takes her cane and smacks you with it.
Oh,
Marda.
apologies, Marta. Oh, I'll definitely remember it now. How long has this been here?
Mm,
This mark right here.
that one.
I
Hmm.
I got an um odd thing happened yesterday. Um, bit of a mystery, really. I it would just help me to know if it's been here for a long time or not.
You are the second? Hmm.
Said you a
And
second.
you are the second. And the mark on the tree is the second in the marks that go down the tree. Huh.
How do you know that?
Hmm.
Yesterday, something happened and someone said they saw a mark on my back. Described it like it.
Indeed.
He pulls out of his pack the little picture he made this morning, holds it up to it. I could seriously use some help with this. I've never had a mark like this before. Do you know what it means?
Is
She just
you
like,
have
oh,
like she gets lost in thought for a minute.
okay.
You know, they're not spirits. They're not beasts. They're not even fae, not anymore. They wore masks too long and forgot their faces. And then she turns and she spits just a big old gob of spit right into where the roots are next to her. Your mark is a waken mark. The tree is waking, and your waking mark ties you to it. What did you do? What did you do? You're not from here. What did you do?
Folks, it's your point as to where here it is. From the dads. Mom and Pop out north. Now here. So I don't know. Never know what I did. Just kind of go place to place. Hope that my presence is a little bit better than where I left it. If this thing needs to wake up, it needs me there to do it. I'll be here. I don't really have a room at the inn anymore. Only have one last night. I'll stay here with you. You sleep here, don't you?
Sometimes. What's wrong with your feet, anyway? She taps them with the cane. Tack, tack, tack on your hooves.
Well, I suspect
They're
that my
not
mother.
right.
Well, I suspect that my mother fed me goat's milk as a child.
She gives you a scrunched up face look.
I was born like this. I see.
Hmm. Hmm. See. Well, why are you here?
Searching for something.
The
Hoping to
tree.
find it somewhere.
The tree brought
No.
you.
Tree. Oh, it's been here for a long time. I'll be looking for something relatively new. That's what I think. I don't know. I'll look up at it. And I think that Can I make some kind of check to try to, like an insight check, even if it's just mundane? I want to get a spiritual feeling as to history. I'm thinking.
That'd be kind of like an investigation kind of role. And you want to
Hopeful.
use some of your, yeah, some of your tags that might help you to get the result you're looking for.
Where is it? But I clicked on the lightning bolts. I don't see it.
You just
Wait,
So
there's a different
words.
way to do it.
yeah,
Huh?
just click on the words themselves
Oh, okay. Lovely,
and
lovely, lovely.
make
I see it
yep,
now. Hopeful, and then
and just a quick outcome is fine.
okay. I also have a applicable. I feel weakness. So execute.
Mhm. Yep, that pops it up for me, so I can look and go, yep, yep.
Ooh, 10.
You sense this is not a normal tree. It's a tree like, I mean, you've traveled around. You've not seen anything like this tree. You've seen trees that maybe get similar, but you like they're light barked trees, but this one is almost a silvery white. It's very smooth. And as you trace your fingers across the symbols that are burned into it,
I'll place my hand slowly on it, very softly, almost like a hand on the
Mhm.
shoulder of a friend.
yeah, you get just this kind of, you get a sense that this tree is also very, very old and that it is connected, that the roots go deep and far.
He closes his eyes, feels that. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something small, I think. Something somebody might just pop right past. He's a big one. Here. I'll stay with you tonight. See if something happens. If that bridge comes back, he'll sit down, resting on the tree, trying to sit down and seeing if Marta accepts his presence.
She she starts to hum again, and then um,
I will pull out my. Well, I had the idea that I might have like a little pan flute or some kind of small
Mhm.
instrument. Is that okay?
Sure, yeah, it's fine.
It's not
Yep.
like a tag or anything. And I'll begin playing with her, playing alongside her, humming.
She holds up her cane. Shh. Do you hear it? The veil thins. It thins. Not by season, but by summons. And then she kind of looks at you with one of her little squinky eyes and she says, and not all who answer the summons are welcome.
I just find being in places I'm not welcome. If that be me.
Not you, idiot. Be off. Get going.
Apparently I wasn't welcome.
Be careful.
It was lovely meeting you there, Marta. You
They
be
will.
careful too, being out here. You're gonna catch a cold.
You, listen. They will not ask to enter your homes. they will already be inside in dreams, in mirrors, in names not spoken since the last crossing.
Hmm. I am worried about that. I think I take that very seriously. But I will do as she says, and I will leave.
Okay.
Um, hmm. I think, can I catch Brutus before he goes back home?
Yeah, as you're walking away from the tree, you see that she kind of struggles, like she's been sitting for too long, and she kind of stands up a little bit. It's hard to tell if she's actually standing because she's still so hunched over. But she gets up and she like, and she kind of wiggles a little bit, and then she starts to walk away from the tree up toward the village. The the drinking and the partying tonight is still going on. The storyteller has told his tale for the evening, and so people are still just having a good time, enjoying the festival as you return. And so Brutus, it's hard to pick him out of a crowd, but he's over there. You can see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Heading home.
Oh, yep. Just about to. Boy,
Wait, you want a boat to get home?
just about to. I don't think I need
Oh,
a boat.
about to. A boat.
Do I need a boat? Think it's gonna rain? Hello.
Be careful tonight. Heard some odd stories.
Well,
Things
that is the
entering
point of the
home.
festival.
I might even recommend that you stay here for tonight.
Hmm. I don't think
I just feel
anybody here can
upset.
fit me.
Yeah,
Certainly none of the inn.
it's a
What?
late to make a bed. You're right. I just watch out, right? Uh, Anything odd. I want you to be safe. If
Oh, we don't have to worry
something
about me.
happens, come. I feel like with this one, you might have to, big guy.
Oh, appreciate it, but who's gonna come after me? Besides, I'm too nice to come after.
Sometimes things like to prey on niceness.
But I'm not so little, am I?
Good luck, buddy.
All right then. But
You gotta go.
something happens, I'll come after you. Remember, 5 steps away.
Sherry, you're looking over some of the books you have at the little table you've got, and you feel a prod at your back. It's actually right on the spot where your mark appeared last night. You turn your head and you see this old hunched over woman. She's lowering her cane back down to the ground where she had just poked you in the back. Hmm. And she kind of squints at you. Her eyes don't all exactly focus on you directly. And she goes, ah, the fourth. Huh. Hmm. Really? Hmm.
Sorry, I feel like I may have misheard you. The fourth of what?
The mm.
Oh,
Waking mark. You have the fourth. I don't see well, but I see that.
I think Cherry like kind of slowly reaches back and like puts her hand on the spot, like wondering if she even has it covered. Oh,
Did you dream with your eyes open yet?
with my eyes open. I'm not one for strange dreams usually.
Get used to it. She starts
Oh.
to kind of hobble away slowly.
Do you know something about this?
The marks know. The marks know.
But you know something. Cherry like shuffles, like quickly closes her books and like pulls them up and like runs over to kind of walk beside her. You knew about a mark. You told me I was the fourth, and then you asked me about dreaming with my eyes open, so there has to be something you know.
Oh, what the tree says.
The tree. Should I? It's about to
Silly
be an incredible.
girl, pay attention. Listen.
Listening.
Don't let the dance finish.
Don't let the dance finish. Okay.
They'll come to rebuild the bridge. The air isn't right tonight, is it? Ah, smells like broken oaths, broken promises.
Rebuild the bridge.
They walk in the fog. They walk in the fog, in shadow. But it's the one they leave behind that will change. Don't get left behind.
What? What do I do if? And then, like, she mentally debates saying something that will sound incredibly stupid coming out of her mouth. What happens if the fog should speak my name?
Listen. Change your name.
Okay.
And do not cross the mist veil. Ever.
Ever. Should they rebuild the bridge? Are we to leave South Crossing? And if we are, do we go over the bridge or do we run away?
The last time they crossed the bridge, the river ran backwards, and the dead spoke with tongues of root and rain.
Okay.
Don't let them build the bridge.
Don't let them build the bridge.
You are the fourth. Snap
Don't
to
let
pay attention.
don't let the dance stop. And the tree knows. Don't walk through the veil. Okay.
You make it
Okay.
sound like there's so many rules, so many rules.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what the rules are, if there are any rules.
Are there any rules?
If there are no rules, then what is the use of warning?
Yes, the shade marked. Want to come.
Okay.
They walk on fog and shadow, but they they're wrong. They're just wrong.
Good fog and shadow. Okay, watch for fog, and it has been exceptionally foggy since I got here, so that's gonna be interesting. How do I know to watch for fog if it has been foggy?
Can't see it.
What?
You can't see it? Are you blinder than me?
I'm starting to think I may be increasingly blind to a lot of things.
Too young. Too young. Why? Why so young? Why so young? Ah, I haven't got all night. And then she starts to walk away, kind of one purposeful, painful step at a time.
All right.
At the bar, asking the bartender how much she has drank tonight. Just double checking.
How much who has drank?
Marta.
Oh,
Yeah, he's in the background.
yeah.
Just drunk tonight.
Dape, there's a poke at your back. Right on that mark. Ah, the 5th.
Ow! That's
Ow,
still fresh.
baby.
Not in a very long time, and you know it. Marta, what's wrong with you? What are you talking about?
Can't
5th?
say I agree. Can't say I agree. Hmm? Hmm?
Good thing's Finnick's not here. He'd say it takes one to know one.
He knows better.
What do you mean the
Like-
5th?
You are the 5th. You don't know this?
Certainly not.
Marta, I don't
The
know
5th of
anything you're
what?
fucking talking about.
Young man, if the bride crosses, Mist will never leave this town again.
And his face falls and he takes a deep breath when she talks about brides.
Mm.
He stares off over her shoulder. His attention shifts back to her. I don't know if you've ever been one of the masked storytellers, but you do weave a good yarn.
She lifts her cane and pokes it into your chest. And she says, "Don't let them finish the dance, boy." They
There-
will tear the veil. Can't have that. Can't have that.
The veil must be maintained. Elder Stape doesn't know what she's referring to, but uh, metaphors like that do seem to hold a certain truth to them.
She stops and she looks around and, "You smell that?"
I smell smoke from the bonfires. Smell
The mist.
Yeah. Is there mist on the ground? Is it just hanging
Yeah,
in the air,
yeah.
just sort
It's
of
just
swirling
kind
at
of
our feet?
a little bit here and there. It's kind of, you know, it happens sort of once in a while, but it's weird for it to happen in the middle of summer like this at night.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do notice that. You notice, huh, there is kind of some mist. It's fairly faint, but it's definitely there. A walk in mist.
He looks around uh, at the misty ground to sort of see if there is anything disturbing the mist that she speaks to trees that are not sentient. Uh, right? Aren't they? She does seem to see and know and hear things that others don't. So perhaps there's something that she sees here striding through the mist that he can't. And the mist is just swirling at his feet.
Yeah, it's not really swirling. It's just kind
Well,
of,
just
it's
hanging
just
hanging
there.
there.
Yeah, it's just kind of
It's
hanging
not
around. Yeah.
encroaching upon us.
Nope, and you don't see anything unusual. And when
Alright.
people walk around and move because they're constantly doing it, it's not thick enough to like swirl and it's not like out of a vampire
Yeah,
movie or something. So it's okay.
not a
But
smoke
yeah, but
machine.
it's there. Yeah, but it's there. It's kind
Yeah,
of weird because it's a balmy evening. It's not cold, summer.
yeah,
So humidity's up a little, but not this much. This is a little weird.
that's it. What does the fog smell of?
Root and rain. Root and rain.
Root and rain. Well, hard to
A
get around
broken
those.
It's a broken dance. You'll know it. It's broken. You'll know it.
Broken. And he thinks about this scale that's broken on his back. I'll keep an eye out for it.
But
Thank you for the warning. Thank you for
well,
the
I don't see so
motivation.
well these days. Motivation. Motivation. He speaks so
Maybe it's a nudge in the right direction
motivation.
when something comes up.
Yeah.
You've got your ways about you.
You
Both
remember back to the days when you were very young, maybe even a teenager, and old Magda still stooped at that age and old, and just when you reach a certain age, the age no longer adds any more mileage to your appearance. You're just already at that mileage. And you remember her taking a stick to you to motivate you to get away from the tree. You were trying to
Yeah.
climb it. She were trying to climb it, and she
Ooh.
caught up to you and whacked you across the back of the legs, and um, you scampered away because she looks
Yeah.
at you kind of the same way. Motivation. Be plenty of that. And she begins to hobble off.
Yeah, I grip my walking stick with a little more fervor. little, a little tighter with the memory of that sting uh, on my legs, and make my way home.
Okay. Brutus, you're sitting next to one of the tables. You're kind of talking with some people. You're trying to drink. Yeah, yeah, Jaren gave you a whole keg because that's about the right mug for you. And so you're sitting down there and you feel this tapping on your back. And you look around and you don't see anybody. And then there's some more tapping at your back. And so you turn further, and now you see in your shadow there's this stooped over old woman you know as Old Magna. She's always been there. She's an artifact of the village, if you will. And she is tapping on your left shoulder blade.
Oh,
Ah,
hello.
the first. The first.
I'm first. Did
You
I
are
win
the
a
first.
contest? Does
No,
my wish come true?
perhaps. More than you know.
I don't know. I was in a contest. It was good to be first. What am I first of?
She kind of hobbles over more around to the front, and you see her kind of grabbing you with her gnarled fingers of arthritis and such, and she grabs your arm to pull your arm closer to her, and she still has her cane in one hand, but she uses her hands and all to try to turn your hand around and open your fingers, and it's like she's looking at the lines in your hand. She's getting real close, and then she reaches back to the back near her hunch area, and she pulls out something and sets it in your hand. It is like a small little handmade medallion, sort of.
Ooh.
It's made of twigs and bone and leaves, and she's made her own thing, and it's got even a leather strap. Um, so you probably could maybe fit that around your wrist.
Just take it
Maybe,
and
yeah.
wrap it around. I will cherish it
It
forever.
looks like it's a necklace, but you might be able to put it on around your wrist. And she looks at you and she says, "Huh. Well, prick the veil if it dares to fall."
Prick the veil?
Yeah, yeah. She points to the charm.
So I poke it. What do you mean?
Right.
Right? So I start poking it already.
that, no.
It's not doing anything.
Huh. Boy,
Yes.
be mindful. Mind the
Mindful.
veil. Mind the veil.
Mind the veil.
It cannot tear. It is thin tonight. It is thin tonight.
Ooh. Thin
When
veil.
they dance the broken dance, stop them.
Stop
You
the
hear?
dance.
Stop them.
Stop the dance. When who
Stop.
dances?
You'll know. You'll know. Mind your mark. Mind your mark.
Got it right here. I
No.
just point.
She kind of swings her cane around with odd adeptness and just thwacks you on the back again.
What was that for?
Your waking
Oh.
mark, boy. Your waking mark.
The tattoo I got. Did you put it there?
She kind of hangs her head and shakes it.
It's really good art.
Trust the others. Trust them. And watch
Well,
out
usually
for
do.
those who walk in fog and shadow.
Fog and shadow. I mean, I guess I walk through the fog if I'm walking home. It's kind of foggy. But look out and trust others. Got it.
Are you dreaming yet? With your eyes open?
Dreaming with my eyes open. Like daydreaming. I do that when Elder State lectures me. I think about what it's like to be a bird.
Well,
Must be nice.
you're chosen, I guess. And she begins to hobble off.
I just watch her go and like, bye, Miss Marta. I look at the thing like, oh, I won. I'm first.
Davram, you are doing what you're doing. Probably, maybe stoking fires or putting more fire into the bonfire in the center of town or doing something. And the same thing happens to you. You get a
I'll
tap
probably
on your
I'll
back.
probably approach Marta myself and be like, Marta, enjoying the festival?
She gives you a funny look, and she uses her cane to kind of stick it into your armpit and try to move you around. You think at first she's trying to just
I'm
move you out of the way or something.
we're kind of in each other's way here because I'm trying to help her walk. So I'm like putting my arm around her shoulder and trying to help her try to get her to lean on me.
Okay. She cracks you in the kneecap with her cane. And you're like, ow, what's going on? As soon as you do that, she takes a step back and she pokes you in your shoulder blade. And she says, the second. Third. No, you're the third. I see. Huh.
Now, what was that for? Let's get you sitting down. How are you liking the festival?
It's another festival, but the air's not right, is it? The air's not right.
Seems perfect to me. Let's Kira, let's sit you down right here. He finds an empty.
What was your father's name?
I never named him actually.
Oh, okay.
His name was no, not Davram. Um, Gorith. Gorth.
Okay.
Garth. We'll go with Garth.
Garth? Garth?
Garth. She says,
Master Garth to some.
she says, mind that boy, Garth. Mind that boy. Mark my words. Because the tree will
No,
not
I'm Davram. Davram.
That's what I said, you idiot.
Do you want something to drink? I can get you some water.
I'm fine. I have things to do. I don't have all night.
I can get you some food.
Ah, boy. And she starts to walk off.
Pat her on the shoulder. Enjoy the festival.
It is only a few moments later when everyone now begins to notice the fog. It has gotten thicker. It's odd. And it's not coming from the river.
As I
Normally,
hear people complain about it, I reassure them that I'll take care of it. I start walking toward the bonfire.
okay,
What are you saying, Jim?
that normally the fog would come up from the river, right? Because that's where it kind of begins. But in this case, it just seems to be thickening.
All right, I've got a great big bonfire going now, but it doesn't seem to be helping.
Yep. Yep.
Davram, is this normal? Life will see you in the fog.
I'll take care of it. but really confused and running out of firewood.
Marta was saying something about fog earlier. Freaked me out.
It
Suddenly,
happens.
there is a
Just a little
scream,
fog, folks.
like a cry of alarm, a scream of surprise, and you hear what you thought might have been frogs earlier, so you kind of ignored it, has now come closer and is in the village itself, not just from the other side where it gets a little foresty or not developed as part of the town. And there is a kind of now a cry from over here and then from over here. And as you all are trying to figure out what's going on. Now, Stape, you started to go home and you noticed that the fog was getting thicker, like weird. There's sometimes a little bit of a mist. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's hardly noticeable, but now it's getting thick. And you hear some chittering and some squeaking like some strange birds or some other kind of forest critter. And you see across the road from you like 3 or 4, I don't know, something running. And I want you to make some kind of an investigation roll.
Yeah. Are
to,
these
to
child-sized things? Like Finnick?
smaller
Okay.
than, unless the kids are somehow doing the very fast duck walk or something. These are little things.
Well, I will. I burned my keen eye.
Yep.
So I will take a little time with my spectacles to see what others miss. Um, but I think these are, well, no, they're not kids these days. Okay. Quick outcome,
Yep.
mitigate consequence. Quick outcome. Okay.
Yep. I think you're tired too, so we'll throw out heavy eyelids.
Yeah.
End of the day.
Oh, snake eyes.
Yeah, so it must be Finnick and Laura and maybe a couple other recruits. They're probably up to no good. One of them is carrying something like a stick with a pointy edge on it, and the others, and there is some odd giggling, but you can't make any much more out of that because they're kind of just obscured by the fog a little bit.
You'll put your eye out with that thing. You kids get back home. It's too dark out for you.
They just keep running off toward the main square.
I will grudgingly turn around and follow them, leaning heavily on my walking stick.
All right, so there've already been some cries of alarm here, there, over there, and that is when you each will end up seeing what the cries are about. Maybe you're moving toward what's going on, the closest to you, etc. So you kind of all go maybe your different directions to go see what's going on. Maybe you take a central stand. Where would you be, Brutus, when you hear these alarming sounds from the villagers?
I think I'm still where I was, but once I hear a cry, I'm just wafting through the fog to try to get to where I thought I heard the first scream.
Okay.
See if
Cherry, what about
anybody
you?
needs.
I think she would have probably hung back to try to keep an eye on everything, and then as the fog started getting denser and denser, she got closer and closer. And then by the time she heard the first, maybe the second scream, she would have tried to go off in that direction to see what was going on because she can't really through the fog.
Okay. Yeah. So Davern, from the bonfire in the center, when you start hearing things happening, what do you do?
The second he hears that first scream, he's going to go running in that direction.
Okay. All right,
Probably
got it.
trip over a bunch of stuff with barely noticing.
Run into Brutus. Oh, sorry. All right, and Stape, you're headed back heavy on your cane. Fife, what are you going to do when you start hearing all of these sounds?
I think like Davram heads off into the mist. Davram! Goodness. Uh, he'll like move forward toward the screaming, of course. And I don't know, maybe see Stape depending on the way there. Oh no, yeah, we had Stape's scene, right? So yeah, because you were looking out, so I'll like come up behind you, like, Stape, do you know what's going on?
Some foolhardy kids. They're planning on making mischief.
I got your back.
Well, that sounds a little more aggressive than need be, but thank you for the encouragement. They're just over this way. You can see them giggling to themselves and running with
Points to some benches.
pointy sticks.
Right. As you approach, you see what's making these weird, almost insectoid or bird or critter kind of sounds. There's a variety of different kinds that you're hearing that don't make sense, right? But you do eventually see these.
Some PTT. Oh.
And you see the pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Childlike.
These guys are about 2 feet tall. They have big heads,
blacksmith makes grossed out noises.
really kind of long ears that some of them kind of wrap around their head. Their hair looks like twigs. Their backs and shoulders are covered in moss and lichen, and their skin is mottled and covered in various kinds of foresty coverings. Some have mushrooms like growing off of them, right? Different kinds of fungus are growing off of them. Their hands and feet bear these sharp claws that have been sharpened through digging and scratching things and such. They almost have like these overgrown fungal nails that have blackened and hardened into sharp claws. Their eyes glow actually like lichen would glow on a rock. Their eyes glow, and they have, of course, sharp, nasty teeth that look not unlike maybe a shark's teeth. Um, most have uh, long, pointy noses. Some are more bulbous and wide. Um, but these are these dark creatures that are moving in the mist. When they move, you notice that they don't move normally. They actually move in a herky-jerky kind of uneven movement, not normal, not natural. They their swollen joints may contribute to some of the way they move, but they also move very, very fast in spurts. And so you'll notice them go move over here and move over there. Around them, you notice that they are shrouded in mist as well. Like the mist seems to cling to them as they move. So it leaves this little trail of mist behind them as they move, and it's hard to make out or pinpoint them when they stop. You kind of lose sight of them, almost like they are camouflaged by the mist a little bit. Um, all right. So they have this unnatural quickness. They seem to move in small groups, like pack hunters. And they also have a tag of Mist Stalker. These are Sablekin. And so I will copy one over here, one over here, one here, one here, one over here. All right, they're hard to see in the mist. Even I have a hard time seeing them. But there are 3 over here by, whoops, didn't mean to grab Stape. By Stape and Fife. There's a couple over here by um, the other 2, and there's some that that Cherry can make out. Maybe if you decide to stand up on a table or something to get a better look at things, you can see a couple more harassing some villagers across the way. Also in this scene, we have villagers in panic, and I will put them on the VTT to track some of their tags. And then there we go. So Brutus and Davram, you're making your way over to some villagers. These villagers are going to kind of be in the way, making it more difficult for you to take action. Brutus, what do you do?
I'm gonna try and move around them, but I have a negative tag problems with crowds, and I'm trying my best to not accidentally step on them or hurt them or any way. So do I need
Okay.
to roll?
Yeah, what I want you to do is roll to remove the to deal with this tag that I'm going to toss your way if you don't, and that is innocent obstacles. So go ahead and just use a mitigation roll to try to avoid me putting that tag out there.
Did I do it right?
Yeah, is there any other tags you want to use besides that weakness tag?
Uh, yeah. What about helping those in need?
Okay.
And would lifting a heavy load kind of go on that? If I'm using my
Well,
strength to kind of
yeah,
Throw them away.
yeah, like trying
these
to
villagers are a little plump, so maybe. No, I'm kidding. So you're just trying to scoot them out of the way
right.
without hurting them. Okay. Sure.
So do that.
I'm going to say it's easy to break things too. Oh, and then there's more accidental breaking. Oh, geez, you got a lot of those.
Wait, did I do that twice? Easy to break. Did I do it twice?
You have also accidental breaking as your other weakness.
Oh, this might not go well for me.
Can't wait to see it.
I think you'll be fine.
I'll be fine. And then I need to defend the weak. So actual conscious effort to try and move without them.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, Yeah, so you got
Mm.
attention to each of your three themes that you used in there, and you rolled a 9. So that would be you will get some out. Let's see. So spend 1 power to mitigate the consequence. So that's not enough to remove a tag. So I'm going to go ahead and put that tag out there.
Okay.
And you now have innocent obstacles in your way. So you didn't hurt anybody. That might have been a miss, as you maybe would have hurt someone, and that may have played in on maybe your poor little feels. You hurt somebody, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Instead, you just have them in the way. You're trying not to hurt them, and so they just stay in the way. They don't. You didn't really succeed very well because it wasn't enough power. All right. So with that, the Sablekin that is there, he is actually while you're shoveling people out of the way, Davrin, one of the Sablekin is going to is going to move about you in a way that you've not never seen anybody move quite like this. This is kind of this warping where he's kind of moving through and looks like he's like disappearing and like becoming part of the fog at times. So it is going to try to move around you and kind of taunt you and poke at you, getting ready to go in for a strike. What do you do?
I scold it. I'm like, knock this off right now. As far as I know, these are people from the next town causing trouble.
I wondered how well that would work. So let's see if your scolding is efficient or not. See if it has any effect on this weird little 2 foot tall creature and his buddies.
Actually, don't have much to help with this.
Okay.
Iron
No one
Will.
said you were good at scolding, but okay.
Maybe scalding. Huh? Huh?
What happens now? I guess I'm waiting for approval.
Mm, yeah,
Do I
but
have
I
to
think
confirm
I'm
this?
also going to no, unnatural quickness comes in as one against you. So go ahead and roll that then. You start scolding it and it's suddenly not there anymore, it's somewhere else. And so you will actually take a consequence from this. You're going to be disoriented 1. So I think that I can apply this to you like just drag and drop. Did that work? That did not work. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Popped up the dialogue. Oh, it's a new status. Add. There we go. I didn't do new status. Okay. So you are disoriented 1. This will play against you. You can't tell where those things are. They won't stand still. All right. Meanwhile, Stape and Fife, you guys are met in the street. Those kids turn around and then you get that look at them. And these are not kids. These are gremlin-y, goblin-y looking things you've never seen before. They have this really dark mottled skin, these glowing beady eyes, and they begin to jump up and down. And actually, I kind of think you've all seen Moana, those coconut guys. These kind of remind me of those guys. Um, they begin to kind of just suddenly move and scatter around you, like they're starting to surround you, like the way maybe a wolf pack would do that.
Snape, you ever seen anything like this?
I don't think so, no. Nothing Nothing like these things. This seems like something out of one of old Murda's spooky stories or
So the Sable can
warnings.
kind of
Again?
join together and like a pack of wolves and begin to surround you, and they're swiping at you with claws. They're making these weird chittering, almost like um, screeching sounds and barks, and they seem to be communicating somehow, but they are just look like these vicious little badgers, pointy-eared badgers around you. They're getting
Well,
aggressive. What do you do,
Fife's
Fife?
not one to he sees a new thing. I don't think that because of who he is, he sees them as necessarily scary. Just as odd things he's never seen before. And so he's gonna do something that probably might be stupid, but yeah, be like, "Oh, there. Are you all here for a purpose? Do you need help with something? Uh, oh, excuse me. That's my leg." you know. Um, I want to see if I can discern what it is they're here for. If that is to cause absolute trouble and hurt people, I want to know that. I was thinking that applicable skills could be Twilight Child, Hopeful, and Infectious Positivity.
All right. I'm going to give you deep-seated denial as well, because these
Sure,
seem to me, and maybe everyone else, that they are dangerously aggressive, and you're just ignoring that.
sounds good.
So there you go. And you know what? It's just like it doesn't not work for you. So instead, you are not feeling overwhelmed. You manage to position yourself um, where you're not surrounded. Like one comes, yeah. So they're coming. Whoop, hey, whoop, and you're kind of just dodging around looking for them, and so they're not going to apply the overwhelm status. You have the ability to. Oh, you did a quick outcome. You should do.
Oh, apologies.
That's a 1, 2. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So you have a power of 3. Do you want to apply a status or?
Mm, I think I will do. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess my whole purpose here was to try to understand them better. Um,
Okay.
even if that's like, even if that doesn't have logic to it, it's just sort of like an
Yep.
insight. I have a feeling about it.
That's fine. So what I will give you is, how about a tag that um, I will give you a tag that says um,
Like, I might have influence on them, maybe. Just throwing ideas your
I
way.
will put insight, because I can't think of
Sure.
anything cooler. But you have insight now, and so you can use that as a tag to obviously make your, just the way they're moving around. You can tell they're vicious. They are frenzied right now.
Okay. Okay.
So that gives you some insight on their intention.
Yeah.
They don't speak your language. The language they speak is pokey, flashy, that kind of thing.
Because they haven't actually hurt anybody yet. That's my whole
They
thing,
might.
right? Like they're swiping at people, and that's a little weird. Um, okay, okay. So if I feel like they're being aggressive, then yeah, I'll be like, "Hey, off!" And I'm gonna grab my bow and ready that. I don't know if that's like, you know, too far from my turn, but that's where I'm heading.
Okay. All right. So, Stape, um, for some weird reason, your friend is managing to like stay just outside of reach of all of them as they're like coming around him. He's got 2 or 3 that are kind of jabbing at him, and you've got a couple that are coming at you. Um, the one closest to you you can see him just flick out these claws, and he like begins to jump in the air to attack you. What do you do?
Uh, I am going to try to continue this creature's forward momentum through the air by jabbing it with my smacking stick and trying to hurl it over at the others.
At his friends, just kind of whack him and knock him over on someone else.
Yeah, he's trying to get to me, and so I'm gonna just smack him across the other side of the circle.
Excellent. All right, so go ahead and roll
Tracked
for
outcomes.
that. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
And so you might think that there would be a status you could apply to it, maybe. So
Yeah,
have
I
that
just
in
have to
mind.
lock my
Yep.
sheet so I can do that. Nothing.
You can
The
kind of think the outcome you're looking for also needs to be in mind when you make your rolls for all players. Have that
Yeah.
outcome in mind so you already have an idea of what status you're actually trying to apply or a tag you're trying to create, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, go for it.
Uh, I think see what others miss might be quite appropriate here since Fife is not quite getting
Yeah,
the picture.
Does the painful to watch thing come in play here? Does that help
It
you?
does not.
Does it hinder you?
Nope. Uh, that doesn't have part of the situation.
Smacking or talking stick. Yep. And how does the Southies apply
Yeah,
directly to this?
that doesn't. Take that off. Is it still on your side?
I lost it. No, it's gone. So just
I don't.
execute again.
Okay. Tracked. Execute.
Okay, talking stick. See what others miss. Okay. And
Ooh. Okay.
all right. So with a power of 2.
Yeah. So I want to give this one a status of um, you know, some sort of injury to it. So um, uh, like hobbled to.
Okay. Very good. All right. All right. So he hits the ground, and you hear him make a as he hits the ground and starts to roll over, and the other ones just start to get pretty riled up. Now, Cherry, you see. Let me see. I think I've got a
See both groups.
pack coordination. Maybe I haven't made the move yet. Oh no, the panicking villagers are under attack. You see 2 or 3 of them kind of pulling at the legs of a man that's been dropped to the ground and got pulled his legs out front of him. And one of them is getting ready to pounce on top of his torso with his claws up like this. And the others are kind of dragging him off. What do you do?
She's not in necessarily like a fighter, but I think she's gonna try to make herself like a target. Like kind of run up and say like, "Hey, no, over here,"
Okay.
and try to draw them away from the man.
Yep. Cool. All right. So that would be like you trying to mitigate harm to him. And if you roll poorly, then you take the harm, right? You'll actually
Yeah.
successfully become a target.
Mhm.
All right. So go ahead and roll a tracked outcome for that. Pick some tags that directly apply to that
Tracked
action.
outcome. Oh, so do I hit the little lightning on the side and then?
No, the word itself, and they'll turn yellow as you hit them.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yep. So you can pick your tags and then press the execute button, making sure that it's on tracked outcome. And then when you hit execute, it pops the window up to me so I can see what's there. I can add stuff to it if I want, that sort of thing.
Add stuff, take away.
Yep.
No. I mean, I guess that could kind of come in handy. But those are the only two that I think would work. All right.
I will also add your weakness in there. Closer to home is closer to harm. Because you're putting yourself out there as opposed to fleeing. So I think that kind of applies to pitiable demeanor. Okay, I'm good with that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's the like, wait, I'm a better victim. All right, so then you roll. Did you do that, or did you just cancel?
Oh, I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, so when you hit that execute button, there you go. Okay, good.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so you gained attention to your on the run theme, and your tracked outcome is an 8, which is good because you are going to be able. Let's see. So you have a power of 1, so you can create a status 1, like distracted on one of the Sablekin.
Yeah. I think one of the ones that's trying to drag him away specifically. So like if the other one's still on him and trying to drag him, it's less quick.
Right. So you've got one of them that is distracted, and you will also take a consequence. And so the consequence I'm thinking of here is that maybe the distracted one would actually inflict some harm to you. So he does jump over to you, and he will give you gashed 1. Let's see if can I add it here. I wonder. Cherry. There you are. Wonder if I can give you a status right from here. That would be a no. Okay, so having made yourself a target, you do receive a gashed 1 status. Okay. So you scream. You still have a book in your hand. Maybe you'll end up using that as a weapon. Who knows? Or a shield or something. Brutus, the Sablekin around you are. You pick up on this. They are now hunting you. They are kind of moving around. Some are lunging towards you and disappearing back into the mist as quickly as they appear. They're kind of making these random aggressive moves towards you, and so one of them is definitely going to land if you don't do something about it. What would you like to do?
I think I realize that there's no talking to them, and I just try to clobber it down or just smash it down.
Okay, all right. So
Would that be
splat. See if you can get one of them.
quick outcome or
No, attract. We want to see the power of. So that would
Okay.
give you a status. So if you.
Can I shout a warning or something? Contribute a tag?
shout a warning to the Sablekin. You better watch out. He's going to smash you. No?
To give it away.
To Brutus. I have a relationship tag, wary and watchful. That might be
Give that.
helpful.
All right. So how about you be one, you can throw a tag in like that, let's see, weary and watchful. I'll let you add that in. Okay.
And then what I
Water.
think that's
All
all I
right.
can apply.
Yeah, but you have innocent obstacles in the way.
True. Yeah.
And these guys are pack hunters. So I'm going to give you that as another negative. So you're going to have a power of 0. If you roll a 10 or higher, you can shift for an extra power to take consequences. Are there any other direct tags that will?
Am I defending people here? Could I apply the help those in
Yeah,
need?
sure. Yeah. Because
Okay.
there's villagers in the way too. So you're okay. All right. So let's do that. Approve all. Okay. So roll.
Okay. Ooh. Rolled in 8.
So you will take gashed 1. I will put that on your sheet as well. They slice into your ankle and almost into your Achilles tendon, but they don't. Instead, you are smashing them down like flies. Let's add status, new status. Okay. So you will get to apply a status of 1 to one of those skirmishers as well.
Okay.
So what?
Concussed. If I hit him really hard.
Okay, concussed 1. Got it. All right. And so as this action is going on, you guys are starting to engage these creatures. You now see two things come to your attention. The first is that over here, coming from away from the river, coming into town, there is one more Shadowkin who seems a little bit taller than the others, but only a little. And it's mostly because of what's on his head. He is wearing some kind of a hat made out of a rotten mushroom, but he carries a staff that swirls with black mist around it. Clearly, something going on here. He has also his eyes are red instead of yellow. He appears to be like a leader, but someone who can use the power of the mist or the old ways in some fashion, some kind of shaman. And also, your eye is caught over to the bridge because of some strange movement. At the going up the bridge, moving in a herky-jerky kind of strange breakdance fashion, there are a few Sablekin and another shaman that are going toward the top of the bridge, and they are performing some kind of strange dance that looks messed up. It doesn't move right. It's got its own odd, weird rhythm, but they all seem to be together in that weird rhythm. And so there's some fast moves, some slow moves, some jerky moves, as they're all kind of moving up the bridge to the top of the bridge. The Sablekin are here, and they intend to do something at that bridge. Maybe those in the village here are distractions from that, but they are very clearly dangerous to the villagers. a valid distraction. You'll have to choose what you will do, and we will take that up next session.
Lovely.
Nice.
Yay!
So good job, guys.
Roll credits.
And
Thank you, Jim.
you bet. All right, so you've got an unusual set of creatures. You've got a little more lore drop about the bridge, the mist, what's on the other side, maybe a little bit more about your marks, some very confusing statements back and forth about whatever those mean. We'll see how it goes. All right, guys. Very good. Love to see more journals this week. I'll go ahead and post this session, and as soon as Archivist is done with the summaries, I'll put those in the session report as well. So good job, Ed. Loved having you guys. Thank you. I'm glad you made it, Cherry. Way to go.
Yeah.
And
Sorry for
we'll
being
see you
so late.
guys